Hi guys, so for this independent study, I will be teaching you a great skill that you will need in programming, and it's what we call code tracing. So our objectives for this short video is to predict the output of a program by manually tracking the changes to variables, and of course we will evaluate and reflect on any work done before we take further actions. Now looking at this code, I want you to read everything and then pause this video. I need you to find out what are the different values or what are the final values of N1, N2, N3, N4, and N5 without typing this inside compilers. Now, some of you may have the correct answers. Actually, I also do not know yet the final values of N1, N2, N3, N4, and N5. I just placed different sets of commands there, but later on we will determine what are the actual final values of N1 to N5. Again, you might have the correct answer, you might not have. It's quite understandable because when you look at long lines of codes, sometimes it will be very hard to track the different values if you are just going to um, compute mentally. So what I will provide is a technique to track the different changes of a variable in every line. So code tracing is a skill that every programmer must have because sometimes when you run your code, it does not work like you intend to, or actual the output is very different from what you have imagined. You will be left wondering where is the error, or not actually an error, but it could also be a bit of a typo. Um, so this code tracing will let you find where the problematic value or variable is. So let's try this example. Because later on, I will do this one. The example is smaller. Since we already have established that compilers read our codes from top to bottom, meaning yung first line will be read first, followed by the second line, followed by the third, the fourth, and the fifth. We actually have now a way to track the changes if we are going to check the values of the variables for every line. Let me just copy this one first, the example. I will be using Excel to track the changes. Or you can actually also write it on paper. Normally I use paper, but since this is a tutorial video, so there's a need to use an app so that it will be cleaner. All right, since this is pasted, the first thing you have to do is you need to write down the different variables that you want to track. Since this is the first time that we are going to do this, I will track all of the variables. We have A, B, C, and D. Would that be enough? Wait. Okay. And normally, when we track, it is also a good idea that we write the line numbers. Since we have 5 lines, I will write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the first line, this one, you write down the values of all variables. Since This one, the first line, is just an initialization or declaration with initialization of variables. And all of the values are set to 0. So we will just write here 0, 0 for A, B, C, and D. Now on line 2, on this line, what variables were changed? On line 2, only the variable A was changed. A got the value 1. So this is A. On line 2, that will be 1. And then B, C, and D were not changed, so we will just copy the values above. So 0, 0, and then 0. On line number 3, what was changed was B. It became 2. So on our tracker, under B, on line 3, we will change it to 2. And then copy the rest. So this one is 1. The rest are 0 and 0. On line number 4, the value of C is 3 times B. So let's refer now to the value of B. The last value of B is 2, and we will multiply it by 3. So C is now 6. And then let's copy the rest. On line number 5, it's C divided by A plus B. A plus B is these, so that's 3. And then C is 6. So it's simply saying 6 divided by 3. So D will become 2. And let's copy the rest. 1, 2, 6. So the final values when the program is at the very, very end, at the last line, is 1, 2, 6, and 2. I mean, A is 1, B is 2, C is 6, and D is 2. Let's try to do the example before, or this one. Let me copy that. Since it has no numbers, let me just try to align it. Well, it's quite hard. Let me just count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there will be 10 lines. And the variable names are N1, N2, N3, N4, and 5. On the first line, initialization, normally it does not have a value, but since we are just simulating, we can assume that it's 0. On the second line, N1 gets 1. So N1 will be 1, and then the rest will be just copied. On the third line, N2 gets 10. So N2 will become 10. The others are just copied. So you see what is happening here? For every line, we are tracking the changes to the variables. Therefore, we will be able to know what is the value of the variable with respect to the computation that is being performed. So at line number 4, N3 is N1 times N2. So N3 will be N1 times N2. And that would be 10. Then copy the rest. On the next line, N4 is N2 plus N3 divided by 2. N3 divided by 2 is 5. So N2 plus 5, N2 is 10. That would be 15. And then let's just copy the rest. On line number 6, N5 will be 5 minus N1. So that would be 5 minus 1, that's 4. line number 7, N4 was changed to 25. So from 15, we changed it to 25. And then on line number 8, N2 is the summation of all the variables. So let me just get the sum. N1 plus N2 plus N3 plus N4 plus N5. So that's 50. On line number 9, N1 got 0. And then copy the rest. On line number 10, N4 times 2, it will go to 3. N4 is 25 times 2, that would be 50. So 0, 50, 50, 25, and 4. So those are the final values of N1 to N5. All right. Now, what I want you to do is try to use that skill. Try to complete the code tracing here. Maybe what I will do is I will just upload an Excel copy of this so that it will be easier for you to place your answers. Or if you want, you can write it down, take a picture, or you may use any app that you want, then upload a screen grab of it. Okay? So thank you.